Episode 56 of the Rebel Scum podcast is coming to you live from beautiful Mexico.
Hola, scumbags.
Oh, I'm James Razile, joined with
Miguel. Sorry, it's Brock
Is
from
there-
Mexico.
Is there a way to say Brock in Spanish? Like, can Brock be translated?
Oh,
I say Brock. I'm going to Google this. Brock in Spanish. Ready? Brock in Spanish. It didn't even come up on Google Translate. Okay, so Google Translate. See, we're probably going
I
to...
like the clicking sound.
Thanks. You know what? I did a video with Rob the other day, and he was like, you're clicking because something came up. I can't remember what. But okay,
Yeah.
ready? Brock.
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 B-R-O-C-K.
Brock in English is the same as it is in English, so that's good news. So here we go. Brock in Spanish is Brock.
El Brock. El
No,
Brocco.
I wouldn't say El Brock, but you've been learning a lot of...
It's my luchador name.
You've been learning a lot of Spanish while you've been there. You've been there for a week for a friend's wedding.
Yeah.
And it's really hot.
I gotta take off my sunglasses. Whoop. Oh, that's normal.
You have your glasses underneath your sunglasses. Classic.
And
Okay.
I'm wearing my official James Razile Sith Lord shirt.
I'm not wearing yours.
And I'm just killing it with the Chiquitas by the pool in this shirt.
Yeah, you have me.
Just-
Did you wear that shirt?
You know, James?
Did you wear that shirt
I'm
to
like,
breakfast today?
See. I wore it to the wedding I attended.
Yeah, I bet you did.
No.
That's why there's no
Wore it to
pictures of you at the wedding. Is there a picture of you at this wedding? I'm sorry, guys. We're going to get into Star Wars in a second.
There probably is, but the pictures you saw were me taking pictures.
But
so
I follow other people on Instagram that did not have pictures of you either. And I said, is Brock
Yeah,
there? And
'cause-
they all said no.
because I was not wearing a shirt and it was awkward.
All right.
It is hot here.
Did you get a sunburn yet?
No, because I've been wearing my clothes.
Well, you got burnt the first
stay
day
in
in
the shade.
Florida. First day in Florida, you got a sunburn.
Yeah.
Off the plane, you got fried. Aaron got burnt. And
Yep.
I lathered it up, man. I was it. All right, so today we're going to talk about something very, very heavy. We are not posting the picture of what we will be talking about on this video. It will be on our Facebook page, so check out Rebel Scum Podcast on Facebook to see what we're talking about. Brock, did you have a chance to look at the picture I'm about to refer to?
Yes. It was Is it the cover of a toy thing?
It
Is that
is.
what it was?
It is. We got an email from a fan who said, please don't mention my name, so we will not mention his or her name right now. But they said,
His name is Steve French.
that's their name. They said, do you think that this could be a spoiler? Is this a spoiler? And the picture we are referring to is of Snoke's lair. We don't know where, obviously, but it's Snoke's lair, which is also a circle, and it looks very much like a Death Star. But it's Snoke's lair, and in this picture of it, Finn is there, Rose is there, Rey is deflecting a blaster with her lightsaber from a stormtrooper, and Snoke is up on his throne with 2 Praetorian guards by his side. Brock, do you think this is a spoiler?
I guess you could say that, but I feel like it's not surprising. Like, when I envision any showdown between Snoke and whoever in the movie, because it's sort of a rocky place, right? Am I thinking about the right thing?
You're thinking of Crate, I believe, which is covered in salt.
Right. But the picture you sent me, I'm just trying to remember.
I
could have sworn I saw. Maybe I looked at it too quickly. I could have sworn I saw Kanan in it. Or is there another picture you sent me?
I did not. I don't think Kanan was in the picture I sent you. let me take another peek at this thing, but I'm pretty sure there's no Kanan. But you know,
I looked at it really briefly. But
I think you're thinking
to
of
answer,
Finn.
Go back to
You're
your
thinking
original
that's Finn.
question. To go back to your original question, I don't think so. I mean, yeah, it shows us something that will never, hopefully, be in the movie. You gotta remember, sometimes toy makers don't go. Really, they aren't very dedicated to the look of something. They get like one picture and then they kind of use their imagination for the rest of the stuff. I think it's cool to get it because I think we're definitely in the last week we've been like info dropped through stuff that's going to come out for Force Friday. I wouldn't say it's a spoiler though. I think we all know there's going to be some kind of showdown. So just being able to see it, like, if this was the first time we saw Praetorian Guards or Snoke for that matter, then yeah, this would probably be a bigger deal. But I argue that it's not huge. Maybe I need to look at the picture
Well,
again.
the other thing that I'm noticing is I didn't even realize this, but this is a giant BB-8 playset. Like it's shaped like a BB-8. So Snoke's
that is cool.
Yeah, so Snoke's
And you
throne
open
room. Yeah, and you open it, and there's like a remote control that you wear around your wrist, like, and you can make him do things when he's closed. So when he's open, he's a playset, and his head is Snoke's throne room, and then the bottom is, I don't know, Starkiller Base or something new that looks like a Death Star. It looks very Star Wars, is what it does. Here's the thing I was thinking when I saw this. Before we get into the ending of this film that we're going to spoil for ourselves in a few months, but do you think this is one of the reasons why Star Wars works better as a summer release? That we get this toy now because Force Friday is coming out in a week's time. Yep. Is it 1 week? It's 1 week today. 1 week today is Force Friday. We are going to be spending all of our hard-earned money on toys for Star Wars. So, but the thing is, I was thinking, why is this toy coming out now? Why can't they wait for the release of the film? And then I was like, well, Christmas is coming, and they got to get this toy out for Christmas. And even if they waited till November, which is really when something like this would come out, they still can't do it because the film's not out yet. Do you think this is why Star Wars works better as a summer film? Because these types of toys, the toys that are obviously spoilery in nature, need to come out for Christmas. I mean, look, I'm enjoying it at Christmas time now, obviously, but you know what I'm saying? Like, when the toys come out, they need to get the toys out for Christmas, and if there's a toy that is a potential spoiler, is that why it could work better in the summer?
I get what you're saying. It makes more sense. But I look at this in the positive sense. It's like, it's kind of fun getting this little drop. I compare it to, and you'll have experienced this, the Ewok village from Return of the Jedi. Like, that kind of looks like the Ewok village. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, when you're a kid, you don't care because it's like, oh, cool, Ewoks, and it's a treehouse. But you could argue that it doesn't really look like because in the movie there's tons more of those, like it's a bigger village. In the toys, like 3 trees, and then there's like a platform and what have you. So I don't hate it. I kind of like it because I feel like even though it's been a slow news week, there's been little nuggets that they've been dropping here and there that are kind of fun. Again, like if this was the first time seeing Snoke, then yeah, I think this would be a bigger deal. But again, I mean, we won't be able to know if it's a spoiler till December, right?
Yeah.
In a sense, because I don't know. You look at it. Do you feel like now the movie is ruined for you?
Yep. No, I definitely don't, because like you said, we're all expecting this giant battle at the end anyway. And we might not even get that giant battle at the end. This could have nothing to do with anything.
For like, just because there's Rose and Finn in the playset doesn't mean they'll be there. I mean, it'd be cool if they were, but there's no certainty that anything with that playset has to do with anything, right? It's like when they put out an R2 unit, like C2B4 from Force Awakens. What was the black?
Yeah,
R2
I know what you're
unit?
talking about. Yeah. C2,
Or
C2B.
now they have this black BB unit, and I think there's another one that I saw. Did someone send us a picture of a pop of some new
Jason
BB unit?
Brothers did, yeah.
Yes, Jason Brothers. And I'm like, but like, here's the question: is like, you see that toy, that's great, but how pivotal is that character in the movie? You don't know. They're just making toys because they know we'll buy it. I mean, I just bought the Death Star protocol droid last week, and it's beautiful. But like, that's not an important character. It's just someone you see in the background.
But that's what Star Wars toys is all about. You know, that's what Star Wars toys is all about. I think
it's fun.
Oh yeah.
I argue that is you don't want spoilers, but Star Wars has yet to let us down in that, and it's nice to get these little things. And it's like, oh, that's cool. Oh, I like that. Like, where do we know where? We don't know where this is supposed to take place. Does it say it on the toy set? It just says.
If it does, I can't see it because it's too small. So
yeah. So, I mean, I want to know more about these planets. I want to see more crate. I want to see more. What's the planet called? The casino planet.
Canto Bite.
Thank you. Like, I want to see tons of that stuff. So
I want to see Murder Planet.
Murder Planet. But yeah, no, I think I don't think we have to worry. But we're Star Wars fans, so we worry about everything.
The one thing
we're also looking.
No, go on.
Go ahead.
Oh, the one thing.
I mean, like,
It's the delay. It's the delay.
No, I mean with Force Friday coming up, like can't be unexpected. So, and I think people look forward to Force Friday to see stuff like this. So
yeah, the one cool thing that I noticed was Kylo Ren is not in this playset. Now either they want you to. I mean, I don't know if it comes with all of those figures that they're showing. I couldn't get that from it. I'm pretty sure it comes with Snoke and the Praetorian Guard. Yeah, it only comes with Snoke and the Praetorian Guard. So why they would show Finn, Rose, and Rey, and well, BB-8's there because he's BB-8, but that's intriguing to me as why they would choose those. And there's some X-wings flying, so maybe you'll get some Poe action. If this is a scene from the film, there's TIE fighters, and it's a really weird looking base. I have a feeling that this is actually an amalgamation of all of Snoke's evil places.
Right.
Like this is just, here's everything about Snoke in one. Because like this blaster that this one stormtrooper's firing off of, it seems a turret seems very much like something from Starkiller Base would be there. And
I mean, I noticed on Instagram, I should have grabbed it. There was a lot of pictures of toys, and there was one where it was like Canto Bite, like police officer vehicle or whatever.
Oh,
and it was like a rolling turret sort of thing. So that's the thing. It's like we can go crazy and buy all these things. Like now we know the movie, but they don't mean anything because they could just be in the background for all we know.
Yeah, I feel like this is just a kid's toy. That's what this feels like. Yeah. It just feels like a children's play set for fun.
Mm-hmm. I like your idea though that like the BB-8 playset it opens up and it's different stages of whatever in the movie. That's kind of that's really cool to me. Like it's kind of like, oh, now we're on Octo, now we're in the streets of Canto Bite, now we're in Snoke's Lair. That's creative. I like that.
I saw a picture of a toy. Somebody bought it actually because some Walmarts actually our friend Sheldon Norton went to Niagara Falls. Went to Walmart in Niagara, so I'm somewhere probably St. Catharines. And they had all the Last Jedi figures out. Like all of them that they got. So he picked them all up to buy them, and when he got to the register it said cannot sell. So he was not allowed to buy. God. But they were all there. Somebody else on Facebook posted images of they were able to buy them in America, a bunch of pictures of the action figures they got, and they had Kylo Ren, and it has his new scar on it, and it was pretty cool looking. And I want to switch our attention now to Kylo Ren and Snoke and their relationship in The Last Jedi. Like I said, Kylo Ren is not in this playset. We know that we don't know anything about this movie, but we kind of have this feeling that everyone is separated for a large portion of this movie. Rey is obviously with Luke, dealing with whatever she has to deal with there. Finn and Rose obviously go one direction. Poe and Leia are somewhere else. Kylo, we are guessing, is going to be getting trained through the majority of this film. Do you think that's still the case, or do you think Kylo might go on his own adventure away from Snoke?
Possibly. I think we're going to see something because, Snoke says he has to go and finish his training, right? And I think story-wise, it's logical to make a Snoke and Kylo sort of thing, and a Luke and Rey, sort of like the two apprentice and masters sort of learning together. Obviously, they could have it where one doesn't go as well as the other. That's cool, but I think that's just an easy way to just like a quick format of story, right? Like, and then you can have everything else sort of revolve around it. But do we want something that predictable? Like, it would be nice if it just went totally out of left field. I mean, I even seeing Rian Johnson saying a lot of like, look, don't try to find out what this movie is. Just go, because you'll be impressed. But that could just be a director being a director. So
yeah, I still feel like this could be the reverse Empire Strikes Back. They start.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, I wanted to bring this up with you. Because Force Awakens, as much as it is A New Hope, as much as it follows the New Hope formula, it ends more Empire Strikes Back than A New Hope. It ends with our heroes separating from each other.
Yeah, scattered, right?
So could So we already have The Empire Strikes Back technically in Star Wars. It's in the new sequels trilogy. It is the end of The Force Awakens is Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Could The Last Jedi now be like Shadows of the Empire style, where it's in between 4 and 5?
That'd be cool. I mean, we could easily say that DJ could be a Dash Rendar character because he's the kind of person that would like that Han Solo would lead you to, but we don't have a Han Solo, so. And in the same sense of Shadows of the Empire, we didn't have a Han Solo, so he just sort of filled that void. Yeah, I could believe that. But I'm always for let's try something new, because now we've gotten we've success. It's sad that all films have to be a business and transaction, right? So it's like, yes, Disney bought Star Wars, and Star Wars is Star Wars. You're gonna do well, but there was no guarantee that they would continue this trilogy. I mean, Force Awakens could have bombed. It probably wouldn't. But you know what I mean? There's always a chance. So it's like, now this is a movie where they can try to be inventive. Though, maybe it's going to be more restrained because now it's not just George Lucas saying, we'll do this. Like, it's it's decided by a committee. That was my awesome Phantom Menace quote. Thanks.
Great job.
Anyways,
I
hate not being in the same room.
Well, you're in a different country. You're 2 countries away.
I'm in a different time zone. It's 1:45 right now. Is it 1:45 where you are?
Yeah, this will go up tonight though, so I don't know what time it is.
It doesn't matter.
This will go up 6 o'clock your time, 7 o'clock real time.
Yes.
Okay, we haven't had a chance to talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh, yes.
Last week when we were uploading our show, the announcement dropped.
You're welcome,
yeah,
scumbags.
Actually, I think
we made that happen.
I think during that show we actually say, what do you think is dropping right now?
Yeah,
and so
exactly.
Since I'm going to say this, look, I've had a chance to talk a little bit about this with Andrew, a little bit about this with Rob. I was supposed to do a video with Josh, but he's been super busy. He's at some
Chicago
convention.
Wizard World.
Yeah, he's in Chicago.
The denim nerds.
The den of,
I love that, denim nerds.
Denim nerds, den of stupids. Whatever you want to call them. He's there right now. And if you haven't seen that Voltron video for the comic company he's with,
I saw that.
That is pretty dope. I wish I was a Voltron character. So right now nothing is dropping for Star Wars, so that will change by the time this goes up. Anyway, your thoughts on this Obi-Wan Kenobi standalone film that we've been speculating on for like a year now?
Has it been confirmed that Ewan McGregor is involved?
No.
Or it's just all of its development, right?
Yeah, well, they have the directors in talks. But there's no official word on Ewan McGregor, though. Why would you not?
Yeah.
Put Ewan McGregor? That is a missed opportunity and a half.
But I'm in on it. Like, I've liked the idea of Obi-Wan standalone for a while, especially with the Obi-Wan Journals storyline and the ongoing Star Wars comic. But yeah, I'm in. Then there's talk of also, it's a group of things, so it's like Yoda for sure and Boba Fett. It all kind of smells like fan service. Like, it's like, well, fans keep asking for it, so we might as well make it, which makes sense. I mean, like most movies, like I just said, it's a business transaction, so it's like, if you have a customer that wants this, why not try for it? No, I'm pretty excited about it, but I was excited for Han Solo, and I just realized recently, like, a lot of people didn't like the idea of Han Solo being made into a standalone movie. I'm like, okay.
Well, it's funny because they announced, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Then this rumor came out that they were looking at the possibility of doing a Jabba the Hutt film, or a Yoda film, or a Boba Fett film. And I did a video with Rob yesterday about a possible Jabba the Hutt film, and I thought it was actually a genius idea. I don't think you could follow a slug that doesn't speak English for 2 hours, but I think if you want to expand your universe, and I did this with Andrew as well when we talked about Maz Kanata. I said the best way to do it, you look at Dr. Aphra. Dr. Aphra comic before being introduced in any way, shape, or form, no one would care. But you introduce a character in Darth Vader, and then you're like, okay, now this person can go do what they want. So if you put Jabba the Hutt in Han Solo, and then you have a Jabba the Hutt solo film, and then you have your Obi-Wan film, which, you know, maybe that even connects somehow to the Jabba the Hutt film, and then because of the Jabba the Hutt film, you can have the Boba Fett film, and there are characters in that they start to slowly sprinkle in. All of a sudden, your universe, instead of shrinking like we all suspect it would, is now growing because we're getting these more characters, and then they can be shot off into their own films, and then those films can have new characters coming in, and they can get, and all of a sudden this galaxy is huge once again.
Yeah, right. No, I can agree with that, because going back to the Obi-Wan comic, you don't see Jabba, but because he's living on Tatooine and not doing what Jabba would want, like there's most of the storylines is Jabba sending someone to get rid of Obi-Wan. So there you go. You can add them that way, no problem. Actually, it'd be interesting if they just centered a lot of things around Tatooine, because it's, you know, you can do a Boba Fett movie and then have Jabba in it. Or even if it's not Boba Fett, it's like a bounty hunters movie, you can have Jabba in, no problem.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan as well. Yoda. If they did Yoda, I really hope they would do a young Yoda sort of thing, because I think that's what people want to know. I can't think of, like, I feel like we've learned enough about him through Clone Wars of like what he was like as a Jedi Master. So it's like, why do you need to look for more there? So.
Oh, I think you could go back and that could be your Old Republic movie, and he could be.
Yeah, exactly.
He could be the, you know, the comforting factor, the thing that we all associate. We're like, oh, Yoda's in this. Now I'm interested in seeing this, because you could do Old Republic, but the casual fan might not be too interested in it if it's all new characters and it's not what they know.
It's simple. All you do is a Gotham type show, but with the Old Republic. So instead of young Bruce Wayne, you have young Yoda the Padawan. And you're like, oh, it's going to grow to this. But, of course, if he's young, it's probably like 800 years in the future.
But, you know,
or in the past.
When I said with Rob yesterday, is if they go back 800 years, when he's 100 years old even, then you have 800 years of stories you can tell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
like that is an infinite amount of stories that you can go back in time and tell because of Yoda. Because Yoda has taken us to that time frame, and then you don't even need Yoda after that.
Yeah, and like, if it were to be a TV show, we know it's going to be a movie. But if it was a TV show, once you ran out of ideas at certain time periods in his life, you just skip ahead like 10 years or 100 years or whatever. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So it's like, maybe like 800 years ago, I think, and I definitely think that's true, the Jedi temple wasn't on Coruscant. You know, in the games, I believe you go to Dantooine quite a bit. So, like, one season could be like, we're going to build a temple on Coruscant, and maybe it's not as populated as in the current Star Wars. Who knows? Like, you could do a lot of things. I think of the stuff they've announced, I'm most interested in Obi-Wan and Yoda. And also, like we just said, we could cross over somehow, because it's like kind of Yoda is very present in most things that Obi-Wan does in the prequels. So
yeah, for me it's the Jabba the Hutt film intrigues me, because how do you make a film about Jabba? And I like the idea that he could grow the universe, but I think the Obi-Wan Kenobi film could easily be the best film. And the way I see it though is, okay, this Han Solo film, which nobody wants, blah blah blah. And I said this yesterday with Rob. I'm like, but I read those Han Solo books. We read Tales from Jabba's Palace. Like, there's nothing about the characters that we like. If we're going to read the books, why would we not watch a movie? But my feeling on Han Solo is that Han Solo for me does not have to expand the lore of Star Wars at all. Because why can't it just be a fun action, sci-fi, fantasy film? Like, why can't it just be a good old romp for an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever it is? And at the end we go, that was good.
Yeah, exactly. All you need to give me is like a cool action scenes with the Millennium Falcon or some gunfights, and like that's a movie.
Yeah.
Let's take something current. Just make Baby Driver in Star Wars. Baby Driver is basically just a bank robbery car chase movie. Do that in space. It's Han Solo.
Exactly.
So
But everybody feels like it has to expand this and that and that, but it doesn't have to. It just, for me, it doesn't. It just has to be a nice, fun story. The trilogies that they make, the Skywalker saga, that I wouldn't mind expanding more. But then you have TV shows like the Clone Wars. The Clone Wars expanded everything a lot more than the movies did, because the movies, you're stuck with your 2-hour time period and you've got to tell this specific story, whereas the Clone Wars, they go 7 years or whatever it was, and they can go in any direction they want, and Padme doesn't have to be in that episode, and Anakin doesn't really have to do much in that episode, and Obi-Wan can have a love story, and you can do whatever you want when it comes to that. It's not always about, when it comes to the films, it's not always about expanding the lore. That's what the comics, TV shows, and books are there for.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I know this is not a popular thing to say. Sorry, my camera's moving.
You're just blocking yourself from view. It's not popular. Don't look at me.
This is the thing. It's not a popular thing to say, but I'm excited for this Han Solo movie, even with the directorial change and what have you. I mean, I want to see this movie. Why not? This is going to be awesome. So,
did you hear that they have to cut Michael K. Williams?
Yeah, I mean, that sucks. We'll talk about that in the news, but like, it's, like, I feel like if we were to just do trilogy after trilogy after trilogy, call it the Skywalker trilogies, and then also, or maybe go the Rey trilogy or the Finn trilogy, we get bored of that. And I think a lot of people want to know, like, where did Han come from? How did they get the Death Star plans? Who is Yoda? Like, what did Obi-Wan do after the fall of the Jedi? That'd be great. Or even, hell, it'd be cool to see a young Obi-Wan. Like, obviously, we have Ewan McGregor. He's at the perfect age to be an older Obi-Wan. But why not? Like, what was Obi-Wan like as a Padawan? Like, we only saw bits of it in The Phantom Menace. And I know comics have done a lot of it stuff. But it's like, why not? Let's just do it. Like, I don't think Star Wars fans can be picky. Like, it's just,
we're getting them.
It's just, get them. Who cares? Like, we've been waiting for this. We, up until 5 years ago, we never thought we'd see anything again. Remember when the prequels came out? That was amazing.
Yeah.
So, like, the fact that this franchise continues to exist, and they haven't really let you down. I mean, people, again, might say otherwise, but, like,
there's always going to be people that don't like something. Some people didn't like Rogue One. Yeah. Some people didn't like Force Awakens. It's just, that's what's going to happen.
There's so many movies. You get bored of it. I don't know. Whatever.
Well, I don't know if you saw the Twitter account for Star Wars UK today.
No.
But it was awesome. They had a poll question, and it said, "Tell me the odds. Always, sometimes, or C, never." So now it's time.
That was the question?
That was the question. So now it's time for never. Tell me the odds.
Oh, what a segue!
But it was a pretty cool Twitter poll. I think you were only allowed to choose never, but I'm not 100% sure. So here we go. 3 odds today. The odds are here. I'm going to say them right now. I'm not going to say there's a sponsor because YouTube might hate us for saying that joke.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, they did it to us again yesterday.
Sponsored by Margaret Todd, my mom.
Thanks a lot.
She loves me.
Thanks a lot. Now we're going to get a notification saying we can't do that. All right, here we
Margaret
go.
Todd.
Odds of a stormtrooper hitting their target at least once in The Last Jedi.
I want to go 75% because I think somebody, they shoot an important character and then it's like, oh, no.
Rose is going to get shot. 81%.
Oh.
81%.
Sorry.
She's so bubbly, though. It'll just hit the bubble and ricochet off. All right, our next odd. Here we go. In The Last Jedi, the odds of a Darth Vader reference.
In Last Jedi?
Yeah.
100%. Because between Luke and Kylo, it's a given. Like, they'll say something.
Yeah.
Now, do they actually have to say Darth Vader or just refer to Anakin or my father or my grandfather?
Let's go. It could be grandfather, father. It cannot be Anakin. Has to be Darth Vader.
No, I'm still saying with 100% because I think they'll talk about it.
Me too, 100%. Mm-hmm. And the last odd today, odds of caretakers not needing subtitles.
I like this one. I'm gonna go 50-50 because if they had subtitles, that'd be kind of funny. If they didn't, I think in proper Star Wars manner, it would be they talk in their own language and people just understand them. Sort of like when you talk to Chewbacca or Jabba or even the droids, right? Like R2. I think that's why I go 50-50 because I think it could go either way. And then the third option would be they actually speak like basic,
Yeah.
whatever.
I'm not gonna go full Brock. I'm gonna go 51% because
Ooh la
I
la,
think they're just gonna
Price
have.
is Wrong.
I think they're gonna speak another language and it's gonna sound Scottish, like Scottish gibberish in a lot of ways. So they will subtitle it. But I'm gonna go with that. Or I mean, if now I could be completely wrong because there also might be no, like you just said, Luke might just understand them and there might be no need for a subtitle and like it might be get off my lawn and he's like yeah like in that sort of manner where you don't need to know what they're saying word for word, you understand it because of the tone of their voice. So I'm gonna go 51% because I would like to see it.
I'm very excited about the caretakers. That's awesome.
Yeah, so am I. You want to go over to the Hollow News?
Yeah, because I don't have books and/or comics. Do you have one?
I'm reading something, but I'll have to talk about it next week. Boom.
Okay. Hello, news. What's in the news today, James?
Ooh.
All right. As I was talking about before, we're going to see a lot of cool new stuff with Force Friday. This isn't really Force Friday related, but it will because we'll see as toys. First order vehicles coming out were revealed this week. And if you've been on social media, you've definitely seen the new version of the First Order's AT-AT. It's going to be called the AT-M6, which stands for All-Terrain Mega Caliber 6. Biggest difference of it is it looks like an AT-AT, but there's a big cannon just above the head in the body of the if like a turtle shell. I'm assuming there's a picture up of it, or if you haven't, like, look it up. If you're just listening to us, it kind of like as if like a turtle had a gun coming out its neck. That's kind of what it looks like. And then of course the front legs aren't flat-footed. They're sort of like people have been comparing it to like a gorilla's front feet. Sort of like they're like, oh, here's Harambe. That was going around the internet. My guess is to like sort of stabilize it, or who knows, maybe we'll see AT-ATs climbing up mountains and stuff like that. And then there's the First Order Dreadnought, so it's a new version of the Star Destroyer, which will be 25,162.8 feet long and will definitely pack some real firepower. And of course, we've sort of seen it already before, Kylo's TIE silencer will be involved. So that's really cool that we're seeing all this stuff. It does seem odd to get it now, but I think Star Wars fans are always looking for new stuff. All right, next story. Force Friday are doing this year. They're doing something very cool. I think it's between Hasbro and Star Wars. But once the new merchandise comes out, you can download the Star Wars app. I believe that's what it's called, and go to your store that's selling the stuff, and they should have like a stand, like display, like a standee or something, and you'll look for something called the Find the Force symbol. And using augmented reality, so if you've played Pokemon Go, you've kind of seen this where it's sort of your camera shows reality and then they'll superimpose some kind of character in it. So Star Wars will be doing this with characters. So the one that they've been showing a lot of is Admiral Akbar. You scan this code and then you'll see him appear in front of you and he'll talk and move and you can take a picture with him. I believe I saw something on Instagram where it was Porg, so that's very exciting. They're moving around and stuff like that. But the big deal is it's going to be like a treasure hunt where if you go to all these places and search and scan all these Find the Force symbols, you will hopefully meet this new character that will be in a Last Jedi. So that's very exciting. I'm looking forward to it. They should be out next week when Force Friday happens. We'll be at Fan Expo when this goes down, so I'm hoping there'll be something at Fan Expo. So we'll see. All right. So big news in the Han Solo front. Because of reshoots, they've had to cut out Michael K. Williams' character almost completely from the movie because his scheduling just wouldn't work because he's got his show Hap and Leonard, which I haven't watched, but I heard is quite good. so it just didn't work out for both schedules. He revealed that his character was more of a villain. It was like half man, half animal, which is a weird way of describing something in Star Wars. Who knows? I don't know. But in one of the interviews where he's talking about this, he revealed that he was the bridge between Han Solo and Emilia Clarke's character, Kira, which is so. Is this her real name? Is this a code name? We don't know. But a lot of people are getting really crazy about it because Kira has an often used in the Star Wars universe and legend and in current canon, but more specifically, Rey was originally called Kira in The Force Awakens. So we don't know if it was just a code name or if it was a last name, but it could be nothing or it could be a lot of things. Who knows? But now we know who Emilia Clarke's character hopefully will be. I don't know. And the Disney cast at the new what is it? Amusement park in Disney. It's currently almost, I think it's almost done being built, but the Disney cast who play the characters walking around the park have been given the chance to sign specific parts of the park. So if you look, once the park is open, if you look hard, you might find some crazy names like Joby-Wan Kenobi or instead of just saying Star Wars who. So that might be fun. Go around something, a rock or a beam. There'll be a name on it, and these will be the people that are working on the cast. That's pretty exciting. And in our last story, Adam Driver was talking about Kylo in the Last Jedi. He says he's hoping that you'll be pleasantly surprised in the character development of Kylo in this movie. He wouldn't obviously give a lot of details, but what we've been talking about quite a lot, where he might flip at some point. Maybe he's not as bad as we think, or maybe he's not gonna just follow what Snoke says. But we definitely will see different sides to Kylo. So good, bad, who knows? Should be interesting. I'm a big Adam Driver fan, so I believe it when he says that.
I'm a huge. You didn't get to see the picture that we just posted. It was one I never saw before until today. Mm-hmm. He's standing, looking behind him, holding his mask in his right hand, and I really like Kylo Ren. I can't wait to see more of Kylo Ren and what they're going to do with that character. I know a lot of people complain that he was whiny, but I think this is the first time we get to see a villain on a true villain journey. Anakin wasn't on a villain journey. He just kind of turned that way. And now we get Kylo Ren, who it's very interesting to me that why they decided to start the new trilogy with him already being bad, because they did that with Vader, and then obviously they went back and then told us the story, but now you can't really go back unless it's like a 0.5 or whatever. So it's curious to me why they started that late, and I'm really excited to see where they go from there.
Right. Yeah, no, so it's some cool stuff that's revealed this week. I'm pretty optimistic. Yeah, I know, like, some people are like, Han Solo, I don't know. But, like, who cares? Like, you got some cool cast there, and you got to try something new. It might not work, whatever.
I'm totally excited for Han Solo. I don't even care. Mm-hmm. It's Star Wars.
I'm also looking forward to this Force Friday stuff. Like, that treasure hunt thing sounds super awesome.
Yeah, I wish I was 4. I wish I had a job. Okay, let's move on to the last segment of the show, Top 5.
Top 5.
Today's Top 5 was an idea given to us by Hayek's Ghost on Twitter, at Fritz Hayek. Check him out on Twitter. Follow. Thanks for the idea. Today's Top 5 are, Brock, you want to tell everybody what it is?
Is it Top 5 women?
Top 5 female Star Wars characters.
Oh, Top 5 women. I was just going to say my mom's my number one. She's my favorite woman in the galaxy. Anyways.
Was this an easy list for you to put together?
James, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna put it together as we sit here. No, I don't think it would be that hard. Especially now with a lot of the expanded stuff we have with Rebels, I think my
So
list can be a lot of Rebels.
mine, I have to throw this out there right now. I thought about that, and I thought about the books because there are some females in the books that I really really like, but I decided to keep it to just female characters from the films. I'm going with just films.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought it
Interesting.
was a little bit harder, and I'm gonna get a lot of hate for my list. But I decided to go films because, yeah, like you said, there are a lot of great female characters in the expanded universe. But
Mhm.
for those that don't follow the expanded universe or don't care, I decided let's just stick with characters in the films. And so if there is a character from that expanded universe that shows up in a film, but if their role is very minor in the film, that is what I'm basing it on, the film role. So there were some that I was like, oh, but they're in a movie. But I was like, no, stay away from that. So what's your number 5?
My number 5 is Padme Amidala. Maybe it's a little higher for some people, but I think her movie was kind of her and the movies were kind of, I don't know. It's just like they didn't really fill her out. That's why I like her. I like her in Clone Wars because there's more story to it, and she's a stronger character, I
Yeah.
believe. Maybe that's controversial, but the Clone Wars really, for me, added a lot to characters in it.
Padme did not make my list, maybe.
Oh my!
She's on my number 5. Padme is a great choice. I had a lot of trouble with number 5. Padme was number 5 at one point, but number 5 now, this is going to be the most controversial. I don't know, maybe the next one. But I'm going with Rey at number 5. Rey, number 5. I know that's a lot of people yell at me because it's low and everybody loves Rey, but I feel like there's, like, after The Last Jedi comes out, after 9 comes out, she could be 1 or 2 on my list for sure, but right now she's number 5. I don't know enough about her to get her any higher up on my list. You know, she's kind of like a weird Luke in a lot of ways, where Luke wanted to go, and she wants to come back. So it's like the reverse Luke, but she's almost more gifted than Luke, and of course they meet at the end. So that's why Rey is my number 5. I want to learn more about Rey, and then, like I said, there is every possibility she will be number 1 or 2 on my list going forward. But right now, after one film and a couple cartoons, she's number 5.
Yeah.
What's your number 4?
My number 4 is Hera Syndulla, captain of the Phantom. Phantom or Ghost? Ghost. Phantom was the
little ship,
small one.
Yeah.
She's a great character, and I'd argue she's technically in the movies because they announce her name in Rogue One.
And her voice is there as well.
I mean, it was, up in the air. Should I go with Hera? Should I go with Sabine? But I find Hera very interesting, and I would like to see more. I know that there's been a few comics and I believe a book, but I think she'd be interesting. I was actually kind of hoping I don't think it would have made sense, but it would have been fun if Emilia Clarke was Hera in the Han Solo film. But I don't think the time wouldn't really work. But like, I would love to see Emilia Clarke as a Twilight. That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Hera was someone that I considered, but like I said, I decided to go just with the films.
Yeah.
And her role in Rogue One is,
doesn't count.
So I'm gonna go number 4. This is where I get the hate. Zam Wessel.
I knew it.
I'm going with Zam Wessel. I'm a huge Zam Wessel fan. Shape-shifting bounty hunter. I would like to see her appear in another film, maybe the Han Solo film. She could still be alive in that era.
Yeah, I argue she's a fan favorite because she appears in a lot of different things. She was in the Forces of Destiny stuff. Is that what the new cartoon was called? Yeah, Forces of Destiny. More as a villain, but yeah, why not? She's interesting. Shapeshifters are always interesting.
They're cool. My number 3. Are you ready for this one? Is Captain Phasma.
Ooh la la!
I know.
No, I can get behind that.
I know she was underutilized, like a lot of people would say. Her giving up the plan so easily is something that I do question. But I love my stormtroopers, and she's the captain of the stormtroopers. She's a chrome stormtrooper. What's not to love about that? I can't wait to see where, just like Rey, I can't wait to see where they bring her character. The difference between her and Rey for me that I felt is, I understand her backstory a lot more, and I can't wait to read her book, obviously. Yep. But that's where, and like I said, Rey will probably supersede her at some point.
Yep.
But right now.
Yeah, but like, we, as you said, we're getting a book. She's probably got a bigger role in Last Jedi, so I think we're gonna learn a lot about her. And I think it says a lot that like a captain wears the same like uniform as the soldiers, even though it's chrome, and obviously she has some kind of position, but like why does she still wear the mask? You know what I mean? Like usually you can see them full face. So
Exactly.
I'm very interested in that character as well. My number 3 is gonna be Rey.
Nice.
Fun character, definitely definitely in the style of Luke, and maybe Laura, just because we don't know a ton about her, but obviously like that was probably on purpose because her role is probably very, very important. But yeah, I just liked the depiction of her as a female in the movie, where it was like she's constantly trying to be constantly trying to save her. It's like, I'm fine, you don't need to help me. Like it's like, who's gonna fly? It's like, we have a pilot. Who? It's like, me. What? Who else would it be?
All the characters are sexist.
Yeah, I love it. I think that is great. I think that was intentional. It's like, no, we have a female character. She can do what needs to be done. Yeah. But anyways, Rey is number 3 for me, only because number 2 I had to make it Jyn Erso.
Me too.
Jyn Erso is a fun character.
My number 2 is Jyn Erso too.
The problem is after Rogue One, we don't get much of her. You know, we have the YA, and she's in Catalyst. But like, we might get a few more things, but because of the nature of the story of Rogue One, we won't be able to see much of that character. So she had to rate high, but like you said, I think once we learn more about Rey, that might be different in a year or so.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, Jyn Erso can pretty much only be in one film, unless they go back and tell a story before that, which I would totally be down for reading more about Jyn Erso, because she is kind of like a female Han Solo in a lot of ways, without the piloting chops. So I would be totally down for more Jyn Erso.
Have you read the Saw Gerrera Jyn Erso YA novel yet? I can't remember if you did.
Rebel Rising, I have. Yeah, it's a great book.
Was it any good?
Yeah, it's actually very good. I thought it was better. Did I like it better than Guardians of the Whills? I can't remember. I have to look at my review of those. But I like them both. They were both very good, Guardians of the Whills and Rebel Rising. Yeah, I really liked it. They're fleshing out the characters a lot, and they show their relationship. It was really enjoyable read. Quick read. It's a young adult. It's a quick read. And number 1. Don't break up on me now, Brock.
You still there?
Yeah.
I can still see you.
Okay, I'm not cutting that part out. You're all pixelated. Number 1, do you want to say it at the same time? Aunt Beru.
Yes.
Aunt Beru.
1. Aunt Beru. Ah.
All right, number 1 on the count of.
No, my.
Is Leia.
I'll do this.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Princess Leia, Organa Skywalker,
Snoke.
Solo of Alderaan.
Yeah, definitely Leia. How can it not be Leia?
I mean, yeah. Sorry, it's just she's the OG. She was the basically almost only female character in most of that movie. So
yeah,
But yeah, no.
She was the first female that she didn't need saving. You know, she was tough enough, and she saved the heroes, and she was the best. And now she's a general, and she will be sorely missed going forward. But we get her in 8, and she's going to have a good role in 8. Not as big as it was going to be in 9, but whatever. We're going to get what we're going to get, and we're all going to like it because it's our princess.
All right. What a fun international podcast we did.
How do you say Star Wars in Spanish?
It's Guerrera de la Galaxia. Guerrera de la Galaxia. Sorry on the pause there. I was like, Saw Gerrera. I like being close to the camera.
It's very freaky.
It's way more fun. Am I looking?
You should have done the whole show like that.
Yep.
That's our 56th episode for the week. This one, like you said, you're in Mexico. I'm gonna let you go now back to your all-inclusiveness. How much tequila have you had?
Dose.
Have you gotten it?
I had a couple shots for. People are getting sick here, so I'm sort of hesitant, and it's hot. It's Tatooine hot. I'm waiting for a moisture farmer to walk by me at some point.
Have you gone on any excursions yet?
No, tomorrow we're going to Chichen Itza, which I'm just gonna say I'm going to Yavin 5 or Yavin 4.
No, it's Yavin 5. It's the 5th one.
Yavin 5, the 5th moon. I'm excited about that. Should be fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun. All right. Well, thanks a lot, Brock. This has been a lot of fun. You took some time out of your much needed vacation. Next week we'll be back in your spare room, and then at Fan Expo, and then who knows going forward. Yeah.
Who knows? They might let me go. Who knows?
All right, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Leave the comments below. Like us, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and may the force of others be with you.
¿Qué pasó?
Hey scumbags, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our video. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rebel Scum Podcast, for all the latest videos.